Do you want to know how to decipher if that one girl or guy likes you? Or perhaps you just want to know whether someone is being truthful with you? Either case, you are in the right place, my friend. I will give you the secrets that will allow you to read anyone like an open book. In this video, I will arm you with 12 psychological tricks that will turn you into a master at reading people. Without a doubt, you should remain until the end. These tricks by themselves are powerful, but all of them together is what will give you the power to read every interaction with godlike accuracy. Prepare yourself. The class is about to start. Tip number 1. Eye contact. If the eyes are the window to the soul, then it should be to no one's surprise that it is through them that you can get the most intimate of details about a person. To read someone based on eye cues, you will need to know the context first. As an example, if a person literally cannot take their eyes off of you, and that may signify romantic interest, or that they see you as pleasing to be around in normal circumstances. The other side of the coin is even more entertaining. If you retain eye contact with a person, and they cannot have help but to avoid looking you directly in the eyes, this signifies nervousness or the fact that they are potentially hiding something. In other cases, people will forcefully try to maintain eye contact, making it unnatural. This means something is definitively not as it seems, and they are trying to seem less suspicious. Tip number 2. Read the eyebrows. The eyebrows are unsettlingly easy to read. This is because there are only 3 emotions that make them rise noticeably. So 1 is fear, 2 is surprise, and 3 is a feeling of worry. If you try raising your eyebrows while having a calm conversation with someone, you will notice it is actually complicated to do so. If you notice someone's eyebrows raise at the moment of a conversation, and you haven't given them any bad news or anything to be shocked about, then they are likely very uncomfortable with the direction of the conversation. From there, you can try to figure that out yourself. Tip number 3. Mimic body language. People tend to want to harmonize with those they like. If a person starts imitating your gestures, habits, or tics when communicating with you, it means that the conversation is going very well, and they are responding favorably to your message. I spoke of this before, and it remains true still. However, keep in mind that everyone is different, and therefore body language mimicry will vary in complexity and accuracy. But as a general rule, this is what you can infer based on their actions. Tip number 4. Fake smiles. People smile for lots of reasons. Some of these reasons are more genuine than others. Sometimes people genuinely don't know how to feel of a situation, so they will give you a smile to not come off as aggressive, hostile, judgy, or apathetic. But real smiles are impossible to hide. They invoke the muscles of the face in a way that is not easy to copy unless you've practiced it before. Look for wrinkles on the corner of their smile. Remember that smiles can be deceiving, but what your eyes see cannot be denied. Tip number 5. Watch what they say. If a person you recently met finds it easy to speak highly of others, for example, if they praise their kindness, patience, and sociability, then they are likely a good person themselves. Research shows that when we find admirable traits in others enough to speak of those traits openly with people, we are very likely to emulate those same traits ourselves. To your discomfort, the opposite is also true. If someone is a backstabber who has an easy time describing others' nasty trait, like being manipulative, unkind, and dishonest, then they are very likely to possess these traits themselves. These people may be depressed or have some kind of disorder as well. Be wary of those with poisonous tongues. Tip number 6. Paralanguage. Paralanguage is nonverbal communication. It has to do with the way things are said, rather than just what is being said. People will give you clues on the actual meaning behind their words based on This might sound obvious, but unless you are socially calibrated to detect these patterns, you will almost always miss them. Women have an easier chance detecting these patterns, since they are naturally more socially calibrated than men. Men will need practice to see these patterns. Sarcastic language, monotone, and other subtle changes in tone, and can make all the difference in understanding the actual message. This is why women usually have a problem with how things are said, rather than what is being said. If you are coming off with a specific ill emotion while communicating, they will notice it easier. Trust me, they know. Tip number 7. Side glancing. If you side glance, people that are open to meeting with you will have them face you, and they will make an effort to look you in the eyes. However, if the opposite happens and they look away, it means they are looking for an escape. Tip number 8. Nodding too much. We all know what nodding means, but did you know what it truly means if someone nods unnaturally? By unnaturally, I just mean that they are doing it way too often to the point it becomes a remarkable trait of the conversation. This signifies an anxious need for acceptance from the listener towards the speaker. It means that they are worried about what you think of them. On the other hand, it could also just mean that they want you to get the conversation over with and want to cut it right away. Nodding excessively is like their way of making you get to the point faster. Tip number 9. Chin and jaw. If a person touches their chin looking up or down after a query, then that means they are in deep thought about something. However, if they tighten their jaw for whatever reason, this means they are in discomfort about the direction the conversation is going, or that they have remembered an issue they haven't dealt with and they are more focused on that issue at the time. Tip number 10. Posture. The way someone walks delivers a message to everyone around them. If you stand straight up, shoulders back and look forward as you stride, then you will deliver the message that you are comfortable within your own shoes and that you have self-confidence. Slouching while looking down will give the opposite vibe. Don't misunderstand this part. Obviously, everyone can pretend to be confident and vice versa, but the message is read the same, regardless of the intentions of its author. Be mindful of this. Tip number 11, their hands. If the eyes are the window to the soul, then the hands are the projection of its real intentions. If a person rubs their hands together, then it means they generally have a positive feeling about something. People will do this when they have positive expectations of the future. There are hundreds of hand patterns that we can go over, but generally a simple search will give you all the information you need. And tip number 12, handshake. There are different kinds of handshakes. All of them deliver a general message about where a person stands with you. If they have a soft handshake, they are likely submissive and subservient. The opposite means they are of a more dominant type. How long the handshake lasts will also give you some clues. If they hold your hand for too long, then it's obviously weird, but the right amount of contact can indicate an interest of some kind. If the handshake is cut too short, then that may signify they are in a hurry, or a lack of interest in establishing a connection with you. This will be all for today. With this knowledge, I've taken you one step closer to becoming a good reader of people. Congratulations. You are now ahead of the majority in terms of social awareness and calibration. If you like this content, remember to like and subscribe to stay tuned and uncover more knowledge on human psychology. Remember to take care of others as I have taken care of you today. Enjoy the rest of your day.